If you're ever in the situation where you should be doing something, you have the time, the energy, and the resources to do it, nothing in this world wants your attention in that particular moment. And it's not that you can't do it, you simply don't want to. You just cannot bring yourself to start. Then I recently discovered a solution to that problem. And it's not a discipline problem, at least not the way we think it is. It's actually a mindset trap. And funny enough, I found solution to this problem in contraception. It's weird, but if it works, it works. This one mindset helped me to kill the delays, the procrastination, and most importantly, I'm no longer frustrated at my own performance and I'm not exhausted. So if that interests you, stick around. Now tell me if this sounds familiar. You wake up in the morning, the sun is shining brightly. It's a new day, it's a new you. There is no way you could waste today. So you drink your coffee? Check. Emails? Check. Some important messages? Check. You could have some important messages on Instagram too? Check. And while you're there, there's no harm in scrolling on YouTube for a minute for news updates? Check. I think you know how the story unfolds. Now it's the afternoon. You're hungry, and all you can think about is if only you could go back to the morning. And when you wake up, you're groggy. So the gym is out. You can't go to gym while you're groggy. You simply can't lift weights. And all you can think about is if only I could go back to the afternoon. It's evening, you're stressed, so you put on some Netflix to unwind, but you can't unwind because you're stressed. You're constantly thinking about the work you should have been doing. And you're not even enjoying Netflix because you're stressed. And you promise yourself, surely after dinner. And after dinner, you do sit down, but you only have 2 hours. And now you're debating if you should lose some sleep over work, wake up groggy tomorrow, and ruin the whole day tomorrow. But if you don't sleep properly, you will get dark circles. So you go on internet googling for solutions for dark circles and you find out you cannot afford laser for the life of yourself. So you buy some serums which you know for a fact will not work, but they're still so expensive. And where the hell are you even supposed to integrate them in your 20-step skincare routine? So you didn't sleep, you didn't work, and now you're ugly too. Not based on true events. Now, this problem has happened with me one too many times, which is starting to make me believe that perhaps something is wrong in my system and it's not an individual problem. Now, if you're on this side of the YouTube, then you probably know about the concept of Eat the Frog by Brian Tracy. You're supposed to do the most difficult and energy taxing task first day in the morning, where you have the least distractions, you have the most energy, you will not procrastinate because you won't have decision fatigue. And yet, it feels very good in theory, but then why does it fail all of us? Now, it's great that someone actually named this phenomenon, but the thing is, I think all of us subconsciously, we may not plan it, but we definitely want to get the most difficult thing out of our way first thing in the morning. That is usually, I think, how quite a lot of people work. Now, it's a great idea, and in theory, it should work, and everyone should be productive and feel happy, but it just doesn't. And I've come to realize that procrastination is not a discipline problem, it's an emotional regulation problem. Every time you try to avoid doing a task A, it's because doing the task A evokes some negative emotions in you. And in order to avoid those emotions, you delay the task. But by delaying the task, you evoke another sort of negative emotion, which results in you further not doing the task. And you're stuck in the cycle, which actually makes you feel much worse. Now, basically, there are two types of tasks: the tasks that are energizing and give you the feeling of accomplishment, and type 2, where you feel drained after doing them. They're just as important, but they're not enjoyable. So, let's take a look at the Eisenhower matrix. And for the context of the video, the only two columns that matter to us are the important and urgent, and important but not urgent. And the task in the second category would be something like preparing for an exam or learning a skill, because you have to put in tangible effort and time every day into this activity for it to produce any viable results. For example, like preparing for an exam, you cannot do it in one night. It's simply just not possible. Now, it is very easy to delay the tasks in the second category because they're simply not urgent, and you think time as a currency that is always available. It's a delusion, but we all live by this delusion. And therefore, I would say that the tasks in the second category are even more important because we simply do not know when the currency of time will run out. Now, I know I've been speaking a lot about all the things that are kind of obvious to everyone, but how does this all tie to contraception? So, when I was in medical school, I learned something about called the cafeteria approach to contraception. That basically means the said individual, after having gathered all the information that was needed, could choose a contraception based on their personal preference, like walking into a cafeteria and deciding whether you want a sandwich or a burger. It's simply like that. So, taking inspiration from this approach, we're going to create a basket of our own choices and choose the task that we want to do on that day based on our resources, our energy levels, our motivation, and any other commitments that we have during the day. First of all, let's take a look at this table again. This is our basket of choices. We're going to completely eliminate the tasks that are not important and not urgent. These are tasks that are just time consuming for the sake of consuming time. They're going to have no positive impact on our life, and we feel the need to do them, but there's absolutely no reason to do them. I personally struggle with this, but hone it down on yourself. We have to understand that not all tasks are created equal, and our resources and energy is limited. Therefore, we need to be very cautious with it, because if we're not, then it is going to cost us the most important currency, our time. Now, I cannot stress this enough. How much energy would we put into stuff that is important but not urgent? That must be something like transferring my photos from my phone to my laptop into my permanent space. Now, that is a very important task because it captures all my memories, which will in turn create a positive impact on my life. But it does not have to happen right now. It doesn't even have to happen for the next couple of months. So, my strategy for this is I simply let it stand there, this task. And I'm sure there is one day, in a couple of months, there will be one day when I feel like doing nothing else but that. And as stupid as that sounds, I just need one day to get that task done. And I let it wait for that. Now, the thing is that when we put so much stress and energy on the fact that we're not doing this, and even after taking all that energy and stress, we still don't do this. But it affects our performance for stuff that is important and urgent. So it is a mindset shift practice. Try to implement it. We will now put important and urgent and important but not urgent task into one basket. This will be our basket of choices. These are not high priority or low priority tasks. These are just put into the basket without any level of gradation. Now, when I wake up in the morning, I will pick and choose from my basket of choices what I feel like doing. Now, I know it seems very counterintuitive to the hustle culture, but if you pick and choose what you feel like doing and do not go against the grain of what you feel like, you will get more done. Imagine if you had set aside just 2 tasks for one day. Forget about even 2. What if just 1 task per day? You would get 7 things done by the end of the week. If you get 2 done, that would be 14 by the end of the week. We underestimate what we can do in 1 week and overestimate what we can do in 1 day. If you do 3 small things throughout the day that takes 15 minutes each, it builds up micro motivation for the rest of the day. It is personally for me easier to do small 3 tasks than 1 large task. Now, the impact factor of 1 large task would be more, but if I'm not going to do it altogether, there's no point. Therefore, when you wake up in the morning, sit down, take a deep breath. For a second, go through your basket of choices using the cafeteria approach and see what you feel like doing. And if you don't like doing anything, just see which thing you would hate the least in that list. Doing 5 tasks in a day is not productive, it's impulsive. The anxiety on how it will actually get done wastes so much more time than actually doing it. The bottom line is that your day to day life should be fun. Everyday tasks should be fun. People you hang out with should be fun. And I know it seems like it might not be possible for everyone, but you can find little adventures throughout your day. Like go through your camera roll right now. How many adventurous moments have you had in last 1 month? That's it. 1 month that takes 30 days. 1, 5, 7. Out of 30 days, each comprising of 24 hours each, you have had 5, 7, 10 adventurous moments, not even hours, moments. So it's very important the kind of work that we do, because imagine if you're sitting down to work on something for 3 hours and you're frustrated throughout. That decreases the quality of your life, which I think is very important, which I think is very understated. We do everything that we do thinking that it would ultimately make us happier. But if we do not enjoy the process, again, you would have at the end of the finish line just one adventurous moment. And do you really want to put in 10 hours of work into something that would produce you one moment of happiness? We spend 7 to 8 hours with our coworkers every day. I doubt most of us even spend that much time with our families. So it's very important the people you surround yourself with and the tasks that you do. And if this is the case of how life is going to be, I think we really need to think about deep and hard about our workflow structures. Because life shouldn't be from one adventurous moment to next, waiting for the next adventurous moment. It should be lived in between these moments. If you maintain good psychological hygiene practices and you're in the right mindset, then even changing something as mundane as a light bulb can be satisfying, but it just depends on how you approach it. In order to do that, you need to first sit down with yourself, take a deep breath, and check in with yourself emotionally. How are you feeling right now in the moment? Because your energy also fluctuates throughout the day. Now, let's put this into practice. Suppose I wake up from a good night's rest and I'm feeling energetic and motivated in the morning. So I'm going to study. By the time it comes to afternoon, I'm feeling tired. So I'm going to do something like maybe shop something on Amazon, which I had been procrastinating for some while. I can do some brainless, mindless activity. I have the energy for only that. After evening rolls around, I'm still mentally drained, but I'm not physically drained, so I can go to the gym. Maybe if I don't even feel like doing that, I can go for a walk. After dinner, I'm feeling a bit better, but I'm not completely enthusiastic about it still, because I've had quite a hard study session in the morning. So if I can, I will practice piano for 10-15 minutes. But the point is, I sit down to do something. Now let's flip the script. Let's say you did not wake up energetic in the morning and you're tired and irritated first thing in the morning and you simply cannot imagine studying. So you shop on Amazon, you do some mindless, brainless activity, and by the time it's afternoon, you take a nap, you're feeling a bit better, and you can study for 30 to 40 minutes, after which you're feeling tired again. That's all right. You also cannot play piano today, you simply don't have the energy to play something new. Perhaps you can practice something good, and if not that, that's also all right. But you make sure to sleep on time today so that tomorrow is not wasted as well. Now, positive something is better than negative nothing. So at least you did something. There will always be things that will be happening that are simply out of your control. That's all right. You're a person, not a machine. Allow yourself the space to act like one. Yeah, I guess that's me. All right, stranger on the internet. I hoped it helped someone.